Hey guys, welcome back to KLOWNS 808. So, exciting news. There's a new company, statue and figures and collectibles company called Syndicate Collectibles, the owner of which should be no stranger to most of us, Jerry MACALUSO of SOTA Toys and more recently PCS, before the whole legal thing. Anyway, he was a great artist at PCS and now he's got his own collectibles company here, Syndicate Collectibles. And this is from SDCC, some footage from SDCC of the Syndicate Collectibles booth, and we're going to have some Bloodsport stuff, we're going to have some Killer Clown stuff, some Double Dragon, all kinds of really cool stuff. So if you like content like this, guys, do us a favour, just hit that like button, I really do appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we'll talk about are the 7-inch Bloodsport action figures, as you can see here with a release date of 2024 with a price to be determined. But these are going to be a really nice little affordable way to get some Bloodsport stuff in your collection, especially if you're a figure collector. So here we have Frank Dukes and Chong Li. As you can see, because they're naked bodies, you see all the little joints and seams, and that isn't great. But you know, if you're an avid action figure collector or an avid Bloodsport collector on a limited budget, I think these are going to be relatively cheap and affordable because they're not like a 12-inch Hot Toys or an 18-inch Enterbay figure, right? It's going to cost you hundreds of dollars, I wouldn't think. I don't know, maybe these are going to be like 40-50 bucks US each, something like that, I don't know, but they are pretty cool. The likenesses are interesting. I mean, I can see what they've done there with Chong Li. There's no detail on his headband, so I don't know if these are just prototypes and they're going to be working on them a little bit more. The likeness on Chong Li, I can see what they're doing there. They're going for that maniacal look that he has. But it doesn't necessarily 110% look like him, and the same goes with the Van Damme, the Frank Dukes there. But on the plus side, the fact that these are only 7-inch figures and the fact that the likenesses aren't perfect, that gives me hope that these are going to be nice and affordable, which is what we want, right? There's PCS recently did the 1/3 scale statues of Chong Li and Frank Dukes, which are amazing, which I have. Check out my review on those guys, by the way. But they were expensive. They're 1/3 scale statues. The likenesses were great. These are obviously going to be less great, but that means that you know, the people that couldn't afford the big 1/3 scale statues, they might be able to afford these. And the nerd in me is even excited about the packaging of these. I wonder what that's going to be like. But I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory. Are you ready for it? So Jerry MACALUSO is the new guy behind Syndicate Collectibles and is the old guy behind PCS. Since he left, PCS acquired not the license to Bloodsport per se, but the licenses for JCVD tribute statue and a Bolo Young tribute statue, which they dressed up to be Frank Dukes and Chong Li from Bloodsport. Clever. Now, if I put my tinfoil hat on for a second, I think he's looking at that and is like, damn, I wish I'd have got the Bloodsport license. What can I do with the Bloodsport license? Well, it starts off, he's got these little 7-inch figures, but maybe, just as when he was in charge of PCS, they had the little Street Fighter figures and the quarter scale statues, we get Bloodsport figures in quarter scale, because that's not been done before, which would be even more affordable than the PCS 1/3 scale, you would think. You never know. I'm going to show you some more figures and some statues later in this video, because they're doing both. They're doing figures and statues of various things. So I think this is just the opening of the door for Syndicate. I think there's a good chance we might get some more Bloodsport stuff. Because let's not forget, PCS did not have the Bloodsport license. That sign there says Bloodsport. That tells me that they have a Bloodsport license and who knows what that entails. Interesting. Anyway, that's just me starting a rumor. So take that with a massive mountain-sized grain of salt. But I don't know, dude. I think I'm right. Anyway, moving on. So we go from one cult classic to another, from Bloodsport to a Ghoulies 2 7-inch action figures. Now these look super cool. A lot of the viewers of this channel might not remember this, but it was a classic 80s kind of cheesy comedy horror movie, and I loved it. Then we've got some True Romance figures here, which is, I never ever thought I'd see True Romance figures. Great movie with Christian Slater, Gary Oldman and Christopher Walken. And for those of you that are too young to remember, this was a 1993 movie, one of Tarantino's earlier ones, and just so good. Christian Slater was amazing. Gary Oldman, well, he's always amazing. And Christopher Walken, well, he's Christopher Walken. You always know what you're going to get with that guy. But great movie, and I'm really happy that they're doing some action figures. And so then we go on to Double Dragon. Now this was an amazing game. It was one of my very first video games that I ever owned. I think it was Mario Brothers, Kid Icarus, Teenage Mutant Turtles, and then Double Dragon on the NES when I was about 10 years old. And I think this is one of the characters in there. So I think they're going to do a whole line of Double Dragon characters, which would be super cool. Yeah, I love the stances on these guys. And again, it's better with these figures when they've got clothes, because then you can hide the seams a little bit better. It just makes them, I don't know, just look a little bit better. And then we've got some smaller retro 3.5-inch figures. So really cheap figures. We've got some True Romance there. We've got Golden Girls. Now I don't know that I've ever seen Golden Girls figures either, or True Romance, or Double Dragon. So I think this is, I really appreciate the Syndicate doing some really niche stuff, and I really appreciate that they're doing Bloodsport. This is another one. They're doing Dirk the Daring from Dragon's Lair, and these two massive dragons. This is more of a statue than an articulatable figure. These dragons are statues, so there you go. It looks like they're going to be PVC statues, so that'll mean they're probably a bit more affordable as well, but this makes a gorgeous little set. And then we move on to this statue from The Evil Dead. This is Ash, Bruce Campbell, obviously, from Army of Darkness. And this is a statue, as you can see, not an articulatable figure, with this demonic creature popping out of the hole there to get him. He's got his chainsaw arm, and that likeness, look at that likeness, that's fantastic. That's totally Bruce Campbell. But yeah, good stuff. Then we've got this pumpkin head in different formats here. So we've got a couple of figures, 2 different sizes, and then this giant statue, which is probably quarter scale, because Pumpkinhead was absolutely freaking massive. Again, another cult horror classic. Again, showing that Jerry likes to do figures, smaller figures, and larger quarter scale statues. Not saying, just saying. And then we've got some more Ghoulies. So we had the 7-inch figures, and now we've got this gorgeous statue with all of the Ghoulies on there, with this beautiful kind of Ghost Train looking backdrop. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous piece. If you're a fan of the Ghoulies, man, when have you ever seen the statue company do something like this for that movie? Yeah, it's never happened. So this is super cool to see. And then weirdly enough, they had a Jesus Christ statue in 2 different sizes there from Syndicate. Yeah, I'm not a religious guy, as some of you might know. So anyway, if you like that kind of stuff, you can have some JC in your life.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
That's why I need to be here. You need Jesus, ma'am.
Moving on, and then we have this awesome popcorn bazooka from another cult classic, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm a huge fan of that movie. It's freaking amazing. It was so bad that it's good. It's actually got a huge cult following now. And then we have this Clownzilla 1/12 scale action figure. You can see that's mixed media there, so it's got some actual fabric on it. Absolutely terrifying. That movie was just freaking hilarious. Like every now and again when I'm having a couple of beers and I'm bored, I'll just watch it and just get a couple of cheap laughs. Really, really cool. And then we move on to another super unique piece. This Gene Simmons from Kiss, rocking out on a demon head with some demon chicks with the boobs out there. Wicked, with some like glowing lava underneath. Man, if you're a fan of Kiss, you gotta have that. And then a Ronnie James, also with like a dragon there, rocking out there with his microphone on and his tight pants. That dragon looks awesome there. Look at that, beautiful. And then we have another double dragon piece. Obviously this is unpainted, but this is like a statue diorama with the thugs attacking him there and the car underneath. So cool, man. Like I've never seen anything like that. That's super wicked. Love to see me some old school double dragon stuff and some old school Nintendo and video game stuff in general. It's wicked. Personally, I'm really excited. I think this is a really positive sign from Syndicate Collectibles there, Jerry's new farm. The daring to be a little bit different. I'm really excited about this Bloodsport thing. Tell me what you think, guys. Do you think I'm right? Do you reckon there's a chance of some quarter scale or some other scale statues of Bloodsport? Because it seems like they got the license. I don't know. What do you think? Comment below. Also guys, what are the standout pieces from this video from SDCC 2023 from the Syndicate Collectibles in your opinion? And as well as usual guys, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate it and it really helps out the channel massively, so thank you for that. And yeah, if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future content. There is a massive amount of similar content coming your way, so subscribe and enjoy. What are you waiting for? And with that said guys, thank you so much and I will catch you in the next video.